什么？1个小时，1个小时。Okay. So hey everyone, this is it alive? Okay. So hi everyone, it's Jessy from Chongqing, and we were starting with a live stream today, and it's pretty like an art day for us. We're here at the Galaxy Contemporary Art Museum in Chongqing, and we're really pleased to have a guest here, Swan, and he's had the first solo exhibition called "I Just Need a Sign," and he's doing a art residency in Chongqing for 10 months, and we will really like to see how his artwork exchange sort of from what he knows from French and transition to a bit more like Chongqing culture influence. So why don't you go ahead and do a short introduction for us, for the audience for Chongqing.
Hi Jessy and hi to all. So I'm Swann Ronné. I'm 28, and last Saturday my exhibition I just need a sign, so it just opened. So this museum, the Galaxy Art Museum, is a museum of Chongqing, one of the top five art places here. And so I'm born in France, in the northwest of France, in Caen, a little city. And after that, I grew up there, and I moved to Paris 7 years ago to study at the Fine Arts School of Paris, l'École des Beaux-Arts de Paris. And so I graduated in 2021, and since this date, I work and live in Paris. So that's almost all for that. And last year I won the Zhaoqi Foundation Prize, who give me grants to build a project in China. So I choose this museum and Chongqing, and so here my exhibition.
All right, thank you for your introduction. And we are actually really straight because we have two more French artists today with us today. So who is also had or will experience those artistic residency in China. So let's start with Chloe, and after Chloe, we will have her say hi to our audience. And please give us a short introduction of yourself and tell us a bit more, just like Swan did, how you get the education done and what is your artwork looks like. The floor is yours.
Hello everybody. So I'm Chloé Silbano. I'm as Swan and Arthur. I'm from Beaux-Arts de Paris. So I was graduating earlier in 2012. I do painting most of the time, figurative paintings. It's always about action that involves the body, an interaction with an object or space. So we can see the body completed, augmented, or reversed, and depending of the subject of the space. So I put body an object on a situation in a space, and then I take a photo, and that I will reproduce on Canva. And to tell you more about my technique, it's always I always paint on colored fabric that I paint roughly with white acrylic. So the white is more rich, more vibrant, and you can see the color background. Then I use a very classical way to construct my image using the grid. So to divide the canvas, and I put the grid on the photo, and I reproduce the same image. It's important for me to pay attention to the way the shape appear. So I don't need to be hyper realist. And when the composition is balanced, I stop the painting.
Hi, I'm very happy to be here, even if we are like 7 or 10,000 kilometers away. My name is Arthur, and I'm come from Paris. I was born in Paris. I work here around like seven or 10 years ago now. And as Chloe and Swan, I'm graduate from Fine Art of Paris. I am a multidisciplinary artist. I come from the drawing, but since like 3 or 4 years now, I really use the dance and the performance as a different manner of and how to say it, to look at the life and at the different pictures around me. So really, I'm crossing the different layers of sensation and sensibility through, like, for example, etching, sculpting, performance. Uh, yeah, that's already a good start. And as Swan, I'm the laureate of the Zhao Wuchi grant, and I'm going in China in September, the 3rd of September, which is very exciting. And I'm going in China with a little kind of project to link, I think, the gesture, which is one of my major point of interest, my one of the focus when I look at the things around me. The gesture is really, really important to me, and I really want to cross this with photography and etching, which are two different medium that are at the same time unique and possible. There is some possibility to multiply them. Yeah, this is a quick introduction.
Can you hear us, guys?
So yes, I want to start maybe with this area of work. So this area is called the dwelling of reflect something very, very characteristic from the Chongqing urban landscape. My work is always deeply influenced by the urban environment. So when I arrived in Chongqing, I wasn't very able to speak to Chinese. So I was really attracted by the streets in the so a lot of young girls were visiting and foreign girls on the streets, and I started and after that
They couldn't hear us. It does work, but before we were doing the test. And we do. Can you hear us now? Can everybody hear us? Can you see something swim?
do you hear me?
It is okay now, right? Okay, so
Okay.
let's continue.
see that in a lot of places, and I see that a lot in my neighborhood. So I start to work to work on this only black and white. I wanted to have something more about the content, and so I reduced the color and the gesture to have something like this.
Because we were testing, everything is fine. Yes. How about now?一点都是听不到的。你要不把它打？ How about now? Can you hear us? Can you say something, Swan, again?
Do you hear me?
Yeah. Oh,
We hear the top. Don't hear it?
Oh, the sound is okay.
Okay.
How about, can you say something again?
Do you hear me?
Okay.
Yes, it's okay? Okay.
Yeah, so maybe should we introduce our work here? Because
Okay.
our audience might not hearing your amazing introduction.
Okay, let's do it
sorry
together.
about that.
So yes, I was saying that my work is always influenced by the urban environment of the city. So Chongqing was a very good playground for that. And so I start to work with something that I extract from the city of Chongqing. And so this is something like the local called the little advertisement. And so this kind of advertisement is like phone numbers writing most of the time with spray painting. Mm-hmm. And so we can see that on the wall, on the garage gate, yes, or on the shipping little truck.
It's everywhere, right?
Yes, it's everywhere. It's like contamination in the streets. So
yes,
I really like it. So I took a lot of pictures of that during my residency. And finally, I start to do something with it. And I would like to bring something like that's very strong in Chongqing and can bring something very related to this city. And it's also something like a kind of economic context of the city with something very homemade. We see that everywhere in China and in Chongqing, and yes, a lot of things like this. The advertisement is very, very obvious in this city.
It's not in other cities.
I went to Beijing and Chengdu, and I didn't see this kind of
that much, right?
Yes, we can see it, but it's different. I think in in Chongqing we have this kind of advertisement a bit more, but I think it's also because Chongqing is kind of, its nickname is the cyberpunk city, so
Yes.
fit well with the mood of Chongqing.
Wow.
So this series is totally black and white, and it's like a bit. It's a kind of game with one end who write and one another who erase. It's like, because this kind of writing is always hiding and erasing by the cleaning service of the city. So we see a lot of these kind of things, but it's always erased, and yes, they have kind of contrast like this.
Yeah.
So yes, this body of works work like this. So for this work, it's for different painting, but hang up together. And so I try to do kind of gradients with the painting. And so yes, I did 6 painting like this
Oh,
for
got
this
it.
series.
So I feel like, honestly, before you were telling me, I wasn't really realized it is like really like Chongqing culture part of it, because I saw it was just everywhere in the country for those like little like advertisement, right? It's on everywhere, but I wasn't really thinking of it's only in Chongqing. So you really teach me that, because I really don't know, because I lived there like for let's see, over 15 years, but I don't really.
Okay. I didn't
Figure
travel a
out.
lot yet in China, so I just went to Beijing and Chengdu.
Yeah, probably you're right.
I saw it a bit, but not like in
Chongqing,
Chongqing, yes. So yes, I think it was interesting to bring something for the exhibition. And yes, so this room is, I mean, all this work are very deeply influenced by the Chongqing city and urban landscape, and also by my experience as a foreigner in China. So I don't speak Chinese, and so I face a lot of trouble maybe in China because we can't really communicate,
Right.
but we always find a way to do it. And when I did this painting, I was thinking that am I speaking Chinese is a kind of expression we say in the West, in French, in France or in US, and that's a way to say that. Do you get me? Do you understand me?
Yeah. Okay.
And so this one, the meaning of this expression is totally different in China, because I would like to, with this exhibition, because the space is very huge and we had a big audience. I would like to really talk with the audience, with the Chinese audience. So it was a way to say that, do you get what I am talking about?
Yeah.
And so this one is also in black and white, and the something very graphic. The way I put the painting is totally different from that. This one is very instinctive and very playful. I'm in action when I do that. But this one is more like
It
yes,
looks formal to me.
yes, very formal and very manufacturing. So yes, I always like to play with different way to paint and different yes, different meaning, different way to say things. And yes, it was also a way to talk about the life of foreigners in China. And yes, the communication is very yes, complicated at 1st because Chinese is very hard. Even if you try to learn Chinese,
It's hard, right?
yes, it's very hard. So yes, I think my experience in China was really influenced by the communication, and I realized that that's also why I was really interested by the phone numbers and the numbers in general, because when I arrived in China, I was not able to read the Chinese and to speak Chinese. But I was very focused on the numbers because I realized that finally numbers are the only one universal language, so everybody can speak numbers. I mean, so if you want to pay something, if you want to do something, you can just talk with numbers. So yes, I think numbers can be a way to talk to a lot of people. And this painting is a bit different from these two, but it's like when I was in Paris, the last painting I did was a dust series, so it was a way to play with some gesture in painting and to paint with a kind of cleaning gesture, so with mop on the floor, with sponge, with water, and something like this. And this one was totally like that. So I did this painting on the floor, and it's like very playful. I just paint the canvas in one color, and finally I remove the painting and I try to fix the gesture. So we have some splash, we have some footprint, we have some spray, and it's kind of a piece of wall of something like this in the city too. So these three work really well together, I think.
So I think you were saying, like, posting on your Instagram, saying like you feel you don't really speak Chinese and you had to do like a lot of body language, right?
Yeah.
How does that go? Is that smooth?
Yes, finally it was smooth because
It finally worked.
yeah, but it's not really. I mean, during my experience in China, I can talk a bit with the English and a bit in Chinese, but what surprised me the most is it's that we can communicate even if we don't speak the same language. And even English, like as you can hear it's not my native language, so sorry. And so yes, the smile, the body language, the sign, and all of these kind of things can be very enough to communicate with people. And for example, last Saturday when we did the opening of the exhibition, we bring a lot of people, and yes, I saw that a lot of people didn't come to talk to me, but I saw that they were smiling and the mood was very good because you can just feel the sign. So that's also why I called my exhibition I Just Need a Sign. It was a way that
Because that's enough.
Yes, that's enough. That's enough.
I mean, it's interesting because I feel like staying somewhere like you totally don't understand one word of it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to imagine, but just like you're saying or illustrating it, it's like it has to be something that is in common, right? Speaking
Yes.
of numbers or signs or even just body language.
Yes, and
It's interesting for me, to be honest.
I think, for example, for Chinese, I think if you go to Japan, for example, get some words and try to behave in Japan. I mean, for us, for French people, if we go to, even if we don't speak very good English, if we go to something like that, a country like that, we can just find a way to communicate. I mean, we will speak English, or some people can speak French, but France and China is very different and
it's
very
too far
opposite.
away.
So yes.
Yeah, I get it.
I think the language is very different too. For example, for the exhibition, we had to find the title in English and to translate them in Chinese.
Right.
But I struggle a lot because the way the language is built is totally different. So, for example, in French we have a lot of double meaning, or some, we can say a lot of poetry without saying, with just few words. But Chinese totally different. So for example, at first I had something in mind. I wanted to give a title like my head was in a cloud, to say that something related to the fog of Chongqing and like to feel a bit dizzy by the signage and something like that. But when we translate it in Chinese, I mean the direct translation,
it looks weird, right?
it was totally different because the meaning was my head was divided from my body and my head was really in the clouds.
Yeah, because it's direct translation.
Yes.
It always don't work
Yeah,
out
so
from my
complicated.
experience. All right, so how about we continue?
Yeah, we can continue on this pace. So still phone numbers on this one.
I was curious about that one too. Like, how did you like? Who told you like the meaning of this advertisement?
One of my friends helped me to translate everything in Chinese. So, but yes, I saw a lot of this kind of billboard on the highway and in the city. So I was really interested by that, and I wanted to play with the advertisement in a different way. So this one is very common and I mean a legal way to do your advertisement, but this one is very homemade and it was like more a wild way to do the advertisement. So so yes, I would like I wanted to have a big contrast between these two work and yes, I also wanted to play with the Chinese character to really work with to really write in Chinese, and so I found this way to do it. And yes, it's also the same treatment of the painting as the Am I Speaking Chinese, so something very, very clear and obvious, like very, yes, something like, advertisement or editing or publishing, something like this. So there's it's not a painting with a lot of emotion in the brushwork, something like that. It's totally different. It's more conceptual. So yes, this work needs a bit time maybe to get really, because some of the paintings are really different. But for example, this series also a series I did during my residency, and I call this one the Yi series, the one in Chinese. And when I arrived in China after a couple of weeks, I tried to write the Chinese, and so I had the Chinese.
That's hard, right?
Yes, that's so hard. But this one was easy.
Yeah.
So the first step is to write the Yi, so a one, and it's just a line. So a line that go to the left, to the right, and you need to just fill the swipe, I would say it.
Yes.
And so I try to do that on the Chinese paper with the little square, and you just need to repeat. So I work with the same painting, so it's a spread painting, and so my movement was very similar from each other, each painting. So I repeat myself, and you can see some just little details and little different between each of them. And yes, so the painting is, at first the idea was this one, but finally the painting is very different because I send the painting to have some texture like this. So we have a line, but it's also a kind of, can be a kind of scare or some, yes, something like this.
So it's like your experience of trying to write Chinese.
Yes,
right?
first experience to try.
And you transfer it into your artwork.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Because I feel everyone has those kind of experience, like when they starting first to learning a language, right? They had to write like really like easy symbols first.
Yeah.
And maybe that was like really hard for them at first because they had like no concept or no clues of how this language was built, right?
That's true.
Yeah, for us, I think when we were starting learning writing in Chinese, it's really easy for us. But just you were saying, like you find this one is always the easiest one, and others are hard.
But this one was also very interesting. Like this kind of line, I mean, painting is very common in the modern art. Some very reduced painting. So I, I was just wanted to play with something with the context of my experience in China, and also with there's something like very painting, like we can saw something like Lucio Fontana, for example, who just cut his canvas with a line in the middle. It was a way to play like this with the Chinese. And it reminds me also when I was a student, I had a drawing teacher who teach us to always told them to do a little warm up before drawing. It was a bit strange. So we had to put 2 points on a paper and to draw a perfect line, very straight. So you need to just go to the left, to the right, and to find the 2 points. It looks very easy like this, but finally it's not so easy. So
You had to really make it perfect.
yeah, you need to do it perfect. So that's yes, that was a kind of training also, like this kind of study to yes to be in the good mood, just to be relaxed on the painting. And yes, we also have some of the gray numbers painting here. So this series is similar from the one we saw before. So it's quite the same. Some font numbers, erasing and spray painting.
Yeah, let's see if do they have any comments regarding
yes.
your artworks? Do you guys feel like it's really like something special related to a city you might never been to?
So praising the others.
Wow. And I really like happy everyone is the audience saying is happy, like saying the artwork is so beautiful.
Right. Did they hear us?
Yeah. So maybe we should continue.
Okay.
I believe just like you were saying before our live stream, you have like really contracts between these
Yes.
two parts of our exhibitions, right?
So this room is a bit different from the first one, maybe totally different.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
It's so
yes,
different.
We have a lot of color and a lot of structure in this painting. This body of work is the one I start when I arrive in my residency, with still my influence of my background. So yes, it's quite similar from the French abstract painting. And so all of these paintings have the same title. It's the window painting. So the window in modern art is always been a very important subject, like to see something else. So it was kind of metaphor, the painting as a window. So that was a way to say it. And influenced by the Chongqing landscape, because we have so many buildings here, and I took a lot of photos of the different shadow and different color who arrive on the window, the reflect. So this work is a bit built like this. So we have different texture. We have some painting juice. We have something more dry. We have some spray painting, and yes, I try to combine the painting, and as I do inside of the painting. I mean, each painting is the first step of the painting is to create a structure, so something very easy, like to divide the painting in 4 blocks, and each block will be very. I mean, the shape of the blocks will be very determined, but what I will put inside is very free. So as on the painting we saw before, I can, yes, erase and recover the painting. So sometimes, not on these two, but sometimes I have a lot of layers between underneath the surface. So maybe you can move a bit. So yes, this room is also different because the size of the painting is totally different. So we have this medium size, the big one with the same size as the last room, and some little size too. And yes, this kind of painting is always a way to find the balance on the painting. So the balance between the color, the balance between the gesture. And so, like I did before, I try to use a range, a huge variety of technique. And yes, it's like combination and also something who come from the street. For example, this one is very something I saw on the street, like just a wall with two divide side of painting with some. I mean, this shape can totally be a little advertising poster stick to the wall and remove, and some with some spray painting stains and those kind of stuff. So yes, we have a lot of different color and technique in this area. And the last painting of this room is totally different from the rest. So I used when I arrived in China, I was very surprised by the safety and the clean, yes,
the sanitary worker, right?
Yes, and so when I was at my studio is not far from this area, and it was at the first floor, so I have a view on a big place, and I saw a lot during my day when the paint was drying. I was looking across the window, and I always saw the cleaning service. And I bought the same. They are always dressed like this, so with this kind of jacket, bright orange with a yellow line. And so this jacket was the jacket I wear during my studio work. So I use this jacket to work, to just protect my clothes. And I decided at the end of the residency to do something with it. So I stretched the jacket like a canvas on stretchers, and I just hang it up like this. And it was a way to play with my former works and with the dust series, and also a way to. The title of this artworks is On the Other End, and it was a way to say that doing stuff and the other one is erasing and or cleaning, something like this. So I wanted to finish. It's a way to come back on this room.
Oh, so it's like the end of this room.
Yes.
You put it like as the period for this, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like speaking of all those square painting you did, and you are saying it's like, and I remember you saying one you have like removing the stain. And how do you feel like let's see, because I feel it's really colorful compared to the other room, right? The other room is always black and white. Does it like you feel like Chongqing is pretty like colorful or in certain ways? How do you feel about this city?
Chongqing is amazing during the day and also the night. So, for example, during the night, the city is very colorful. During the day, it's more, yes, like every city, you have more tone of gray, something like that. So
Okay.
Yes, that's why I was also interested to divide the two body of works,
Yeah,
like
I feel
a
that.
nightlife and the day life. And yes, I think Chongqing is have a lot of color and a lot of different texture, different layers, different. Yes, the architecture of Chongqing is crazy. And when I arrived, I came to Chongqing because I met the director of the museum 6 years ago, and we met when I was in Paris. He just came to my degree show exhibition of my third year, and a few weeks later, he just offered me to come to Chongqing to do an art residency. But I was still a student, and I think I was too young to travel abroad like this, so it was not possible at this moment. And one of my best friends came to Chengdu. And
it's pretty close to Chongqing.
yes, very close, like maybe 3 hours by car, something like this. And he came to Chongqing too, and when he came back to Paris, because he already knew that I will probably go to Chongqing soon. He told me about the architecture of Chongqing, like a bit surreal, and yes, different layers, different floor. And it also told me that all the city was surrounded by the mountains. So it really piqued my curiosity. And after that, I just start to search on internet to find some news and some place of Chongqing. And that's how I found the Chongqing channel on YouTube.
I think it's really nice to like really connect in this way. Right?
Yes. It was very surprising. Everything was surprising. Also, the way that I finally came here after 6 years to meet the director. So yes, it was a very good luck to come here.
So how's your like 10 months residency here?
The residency was very good. I arrived exactly last October, I think. Yes. So yes, it's already 10 months. And my visa will expire at the end of October, so I can stay a bit more. And during the summer, I would like to travel a bit in China to discover a new place. But yes, Chongqing is very good. I think Chongqing can attract a lot of artists from all around the world. I mean, the city is very, very huge first. And yes, you can see a lot of different things in Chongqing. I think you can find what you really want in this city. And yes, it's a good way, I think, to do something in China. Chongqing is a good city.
All right. So I know that like both Arthur and Chloe, they will either have their experience in China, right?
Yes.
Or as Arthur, he might have like experience to the art residency in China really soon. So I want to know, have you ever, you guys have like been to Chongqing, or how you guys feel Swan's artwork here? Because we heard that he had like really inspired a lot, like from Chongqing's landscape, let's say, and culture, and even like the different languages, right? How about we start with Chloe?
Chongqing, I don't really know the city. Actually, I don't know much about China, and I think it's a kind of uh, something I want to defend because I don't want to project too much about a country I don't know and I really want to discover. But I think I'm grateful to Swan because his exhibition show us like a big variety and big diversity of what Chongqing can express and inspire through the different colors, through the different materials. Also, there is something about the scale of the city. I never been to China, but I think even the biggest city in Paris or which is Paris, or maybe I don't know, Strasbourg in France, is a little city compared to China. And this is something that is really interesting to me. And I think in Chongqing, I can get like some question about how does the human body adapt in such a huge and specific environment, which is increasingly technological lifestyle changing actually.
So how about Chloe? How about you? How about your impression about Chongqing or the city that you spent days with in China?
You hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear.
Me, I can compare with my experience I had in Beijing. So yeah, I went to China 2 times before, and so I know more Beijing. And it's interesting because Beijing is a very horizontal city, so with small tongue and flat floor. And what I see is that Chongqing is a very vertical city with very high building on high hills. So yeah, I think it's a very different way to move in the city and to feel the city. So yeah, I'm sure that this city might influence Swan work.
Thank you. So I'm gonna get back to Jessy. All right.
I think we were just talking with Swan, and I feel everyone has the same feeling for the Chongqing's architecture. It's really interesting for me as a native here because I wasn't really thinking that much. Like, I don't really thought it's really inspiring for like people outside the city.
I think Chongqing is very particular from that because the city is surrounded by mountains, so that's why people call it the mountain city. But also the layers are very special. So I think that's why Chongqing is be very maybe trendy on social media and some. Yes, because I never see something like this before.
Oh, that's interesting, honestly. So, I heard you do the artistic residency in Beijing as Chloe, right? Could you share us say a few words how you feel like creating art in China compared to your creating art in France? And how's that like say our audience reactions towards your work?
So you mean how China influenced my work, my practice? What was interesting is when you are in residency, of course you want to connect with people. So I changed my practice to do that. For the first time, I did some portrait, and before I never paint the face of people. So as you can see here, I wanted to paint all the people I meet in the residency and friend of a friend. And I try a different way to show the portrait, because what was interesting here was you see on the arms, you can see crosses, and it's like a capture motion. So I wanted to show like to capture a moment of waiting. So that was the idea of this portrait.
And how do you feel about like engaging with the local audience here? How do you feel the overall work done?
I think we have totally different maybe way to do it with Chloe. Maybe our work is a bit different, but I think she's more attracted and more
On the people side, I
yes,
feel,
maybe
right?
interested by the some figurative things. So I mean, for example, when I was talking about the sign and the smile, the body, can really feel that for her, she liked to paint that. That's maybe she wants to, yes, to find a way to express that with the painting. But yes, I think my painting is a bit more conceptual and maybe a bit more yes, maybe hard to catch something like this. But I totally understand what she said, because when you go to China and for a residency in general, you absolutely want to connect with the local people. So yes, you just need to find a way. So that's why I also did these artworks. It was a way to, yes, to connect with the life of the local people.
I feel it's really nice, like, because as before, I wasn't knowing there's such art residency, like for foreign artists across the world. I believe you could choose like other world, like countries, right? It depends on different programs, I believe.
Yes, some of the space like these art centers have already some programs, but for example, this art center don't have a program of a residency program. So I really built the project with the director. So maybe it's a bit harder to, yes, to find a place in China. I mean, when you are in France and you want to have some, I think Arthur can talk about it better than me, because he was looking for a place to. I mean, for me it was easy to come to China because I already had the project of this place and the contact with the director. I have an apartment, the studio, so everything was easy. But when for Arthur, I think he can talk about it, because when you are in France and you want to find some art place in China, you need to. Most of the websites are in Chinese,
Yes.
so it's a bit
Yeah.
hard. Yes.
Yeah, let us ask Arthur how you feel like because you are coming to China to as the second Zhao Foundation grant, right? So could you tell us a little bit more about that and how you feel about like your upcoming trip to China? Because I heard he's coming to like September, right?
Yes, at the beginning of September.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is very interesting to put my trip in contrast, or in regard of Swann's work, because there is a lot about communication, I think, in Swann's painting. Communication, how do we receive information? Um, and this is something I really like. Swan's talk about gesture, body language. The fact that I don't speak Chinese for now, and I will try to learn some, of course. But this is for me also a kind of universal language, as the number were for Swan a universal language. In my practice, because I come a lot from dance, the body language is to me something that really link us. I have a little, very short story about it, that I was doing a workshop, and I was leading a workshop, a dance workshop, and the participants of the workshop, I didn't know them. They were like putting their name and on a sheet of paper, but I didn't know them. And when the participants arrived, I just realized that they were all in, how do we say, reduced mobility, like they are all wheelchair. And I thought like, wow, how will I manage my dance workshop with people without legs? And I just focus and I say, okay, they have body. We don't need two legs to dance. We don't need arm to dance. And I really realized that having a body, a living body, is only the necessary thing to communicate and express, sorry, and exchange with each other. So the body language is something very, very important to me, and I'm really thrilled to be in China without understanding anything. Yeah, it might be strange, but I really want to don't know. Um, Here, there is a lot of my artwork coming on the screen. They are all about gesture. It was a selection about what I want to work in China. So yeah, it's all about expression. I don't know if it's communication, but expression, uh, expressing something through different meanings, even if we don't share the same language. And I think even for us, the foreigner people out of China, when we are looking at the ideogram, I don't know if we say like this, but ideogram, there is something that is already expressed in the sign itself. Um, Here we can see something that is called, uh, I don't even know the name in English, but it's the stain is what the improvisation is to the dance. In this one, I used to dance, and then I stopped dancing, and I was trying to memorize the gesture I've made just a few seconds or a few minutes before, until it happened in my arm, and with a very precise brush and a precise gesture, I just wanted to put the intention of a body into one dot or one gesture. Yeah, so this is going to be very, very interesting to don't know. I'm going to China to lost everything I know, I think.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other thing you want to share? Cause for me, it's really interesting to hearing everything you said. But I'm not sure if you guys want to share anything, as we are really like heading to our end of our live stream today.
Mm, I just feel very excited for Arthur because I can really feel what he's looking for to come in China. It reminds me that when the first day I arrived in China, I start to read a book from a French writer. It's about Japan, but the story is very similar from China. I mean, and it's L'Empire des Signes de Roland Barthes, and he's talking about the pleasure of living in a place where you understand nothing and you don't have the code to get for example, the social class of people, or the yes, to be very lost in this kind of place, and to finally, when you understand nothing, I mean, when you don't understand the language, everything starts to be meaningful. So, as I said before, the smile, the body gesture, and everything, and I think that's the relationship between Arthur, Chloe, and me. I think if we want to come to China, is because yes, to come to China is very different from other places. To do a residency in Italy, Spain, or England, something like that, it's good. I mean, but it's not so far from what we know. So to come to China, or yes, Japan, Asia in general, I think it's very yes. We came here to feel the cultural shock, I think.
It's interesting for people travel a really long place and feel the different culture here, because as the distance become long, everything is so different,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Mm.
Can we?
Uh, may I add something, maybe?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, about being lost. I think it's very important nowadays to be lost. Like if it is a choice, of course, because we are all evolving in very technological cities with internet, with information, with TV. We are having a lot of knowledge, also accumulated knowledge, and to be in a position of yes, of nowhere, of nothing. I think it's a kind of new way to inhabit a world that we maybe know too much. Yeah, that's all.
Do Chloe have anything you want to share with us? Because I know we wait for a really long time. We had tech issues.
Maybe I would just like to say that I'm very happy to come back in China in 1 week. So I will be on another residency in Beidaihe that called Butong. And yeah, so I will be very happy to come back to Beijing also to see the exhibition at HDM Gallery. So yeah, so next week I will be back.
So just to remind all of our audience, Swan's show will run till October 26th.
Yes.
Right. So here it's in Yubei, the Galaxy Contemporary Museum. So I'm saying if it's really nice for people to come in to see the show because it shows like a perspective how foreign artists, like a young French artist, to like illustrate how he looks in Chongqing or in China in completely different culture, right? So it's really nice to have you guys here, and thanks Chloe Arthurs too. So I think for our part, we will probably end here.
Okay, yes. I think we're done. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming, and
Thank
thanks
you, guys.
to Arthur and Chloe for their talk. And yes, Chloe also have an exhibition in Beijing, so if our audience are in Beijing, can go to the HDM Gallery to see the exhibition.
You guys have same time period you're staying in China, right?
I think Chloe's. Yes, I think. Yeah. I think yes.
It's right. It would be nice to see that. I think we could just heading the mic and stage to echo our backstage, and that is for our part today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'm taking over here because to end the show because Jessy is run out of the battery. The camera is run out of battery. But we still have some time and space for the other artists in France who can also share anything else about your work, about your like inspiration, maybe to our audience as French artists, because I think this is for the first time for Chongqing to do a live streaming show about showcasing French artists' work in China, especially with people that connect with their experience in creations with China, like you guys. So if you guys have anything else to share or want anything else to wanted to introduce your works or your inspirations or your like plan or blueprint or your next step on your creation, please share with us or anything else.
Arthur?
Chloe, if you want to start.
Maybe if you want, I can explain you a little more about the work I did on the residency last time, because there are the portrait, but there is also this series of I don't know if you have the image. Yeah, this one.
This one? Okay.
Yeah, this was a typical scene. Yeah, I have seen in China. So a lot of people are playing on the street. They are playing chess. And so what was interesting that they were, putting this grid. How can I say that? They draw the grid of this of the Chinese chess on the grid of the wall. So of the ground. So it was interesting to see this this movement, and I was surprised and fascinating by this scene.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I did a lot of a series of this work.
How long have you taken for picture like this, for one drawing like this?
This painting, I think it was quite fast. Maybe the longest time was to find the idea and to find a way to show it, and then it can go quite fast. But it's the time of the residency. I think you spend a lot of time just walking and seeing the city and feel the city, and then you have to decide what you want to do.
So if you came to China, if you come to China next time, are you still going to like observe people like this and create things like this, or you want to change something else, something new, or do you have an idea?
In fact, I always came with an idea, and then I'm always happy that I discover something, so I change my plan and I start something else that you can't imagine in France what you will see in China. So for the next residency, I have an idea, because Bedaihe is I don't know if I pronounce it well, but it's on the coast, so in front of the sea. So maybe I have an idea involving the sea and the water, but I will see.
I'm really looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about you, Arthur? Do you have anything else to share or anything else you want to introduce about your work, about your inspiration?
Yeah, we can talk like all day long if you want. So if we're talking about arts, and that's good. That's good. Well, I can talk about the fact I'm going in Hangzhou on September in Chinese Academy of Arts, and I'm welcomed by the school as a kind of guest artist. And I will study the traditional Chinese landscape painting, which is very like it's a gift for me. Like seriously, it's a pure gift, because to be able to have courses that allow me to embody a huge heritage, like 1,000 years of heritage in gesture again, but also in pictures. It will really help me to dive into the Chinese philosophy for a foreigner. And so this is going to be the first part of my trip to be in 4 months in CAA. And after that, I really I'm planning to cross the countryside, depending the encounter I will make in China. Like I just want to follow where my steps take me, kind of. Because as Chloe and Swann said, we are here to meet people, to be linked with a culture. And I really want to trust that relation, even if we don't share the same language. I don't know where I can go until I'm really lost, like the unconscious way of being lost, like the way you don't want to be. It's kind of a challenge. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, you know that there has been a really glamorous opening ceremony for the 2024 Paris Olympics that had held in Paris, and the world was really impressed about it. Also, I heard somebody has more like controversial comment on it, because it's about literature, it's about art, it's about history of this country, about this city. I believe as artists, and you guys probably have your own perspective about this show, but there's one thing I think is for sure, that France is really a a country full of art and literature and really beautiful histories. And that's why we are holding this show, because we hope a city like this, a country like this, that the artists from this country, the arts, the inspiration that you guys brought will inspire our people to, to like more about art, to like dive into the story, the glamour of art. I think it's really crucial for an inland city like Chongqing, because Chongqing is unlike Shanghai or Beijing. There are only one fine art institute in Chongqing, the Sichuan Fine Art Institute. We only have few people that are working on the art field, but there will be more. There will be more independent artists or more public artists, organizations or galleries coming up. So I think there will be more communication between both sides, and we are looking forward to seeing your next creation and works. And we are appreciate your joining our show and your support for our show. Appreciate your time and energy for this. And I wish you have a nice vacation, Arthur. And I wish you have a really smooth and great journey in China. Also, Chloe, I wish you have a great viral vacation. Now the project in Beidaihe. Okay, thank you guys. I think that's the end of our show. I'm gonna put our artist website and IG accounts on our IG accounts, on our Twitter, Facebook accounts, so you guys can follow. So please subscribe our channel on YouTube. If you like our show, please follow us, like this, share this video, support us and comment on this video so that we can produce more vibrant content. Thank you guys for watching this show. I think we can see you next time.